Next, we're going to clean the bore of the rifle. Now, obviously the barrel is the bore of the rifle. Never ever insert anything into the front of the barrel. You always insert it from the rear, the same way that the bullet travels through the barrel. So, we're going to assemble a couple of sections of cleaning rod so that we can get a patch and a bore brush through the rifle. And you want to leave a turn or two in there because as it travels through the barrel, the rifling will twist the rod, and so you want it to be able to do that a little bit. So that's fine. We'll leave a couple of turns empty in there. And then we'll attach the patch end of it, the patch eyelet, to the brush like so. We're going to cut a little section of a patch here. Then we're going to insert it into the eyelet. Put a little bit of CLP on there, like so, and drop it through, just like that. I'm going to pull it on through. See all the dirt on there? We're going to replace then the patch eyelet with the bore brush. Once we have the bore brush on there, I'm going to put it in there like so. And then we're going to spray some CLP inside of that chamber. And we're going to pull that bore brush through there. Like that. And we're going to repeat that process several times. Pulling that bore brush through there. Occasionally twisting the the sections of the rod apart again. Like that. Alright. Then you want to feel quite a bit of resistance in there. Hopefully you're feeling some resistance as you pull that brush through there. If you're not feeling a lot of resistance, you may need to replace your brush. That happens. The next thing we want to do is we're going to clean the chamber. And the chamber area, they call it the star chamber area. It's right inside of here, and there's a special brush for that called a star chamber brush. And it looks like so. We're going to attach that to a couple of sections of rod here. Actually, one section. It's got a fancy little attachment on the end of it. Looks like so. And then we're going to put another section of rod right through the top of it. We've already got plenty of CLP in there from where I sprayed it earlier. So I'm going to stick that chamber brush in there just like this. I'm going to twist it like so in that star chamber area and get that area as clean as possible. Alright, once you've done that, I'm spray a little more CLP in there. And I'm going to take this all-purpose brush. I'm going to get in there as good as I can with the all-purpose brush. You may have to lay it down. There's also a gas tube that comes through the top there. You want to try to scrub it as well as you can. Alright. And then we are going to reattach the patch eyelet to our bore brush. Let's get that on there. Replace it with a clean patch. Once again, we're going to spray this patch down with CLP. And we're going to pull this patch through there, or at least a clean patch, until we get a clean patch coming out. And that's obviously not a clean patch because we've been scrubbing away in there. So we'll keep getting pulling patches through there until we get a clean one. once you've got a clean patch, then we're going to finish cleaning this upper receiver here. Spray a little more CLP in here inside of the upper receiver. Going to work our brush through the top here and along the sides where that bolt carrier travels. And once you've done that, we're going to turn our attention to the lower receiver. Same thing, we're going to take the CLP, spray it inside there in that trigger assembly. And one other disassembly that you can do if you like, and many people recommend it, but I don't ever see a whole lot of dirt that accumulates, is you can remove your recoil spring and the buffer assembly, which is no problem if you want to do that. But I never see a lot of dirt accumulate in there, so you know, if you want to remove that, you can, but that's fine. Alright, and then once you have sprayed your CLP inside of the trigger mechanism here, you want to just go ahead and kind of scrub around in there, but be kind of gentle with your all-purpose brush. Don't mess up any of the springs or anything in there. And there's not a whole lot of cleaning that necessarily needs to be done in there, but if you see any light buildup of dirt or corrosion or anything like that, go ahead and tackle it while it's there. Alright, at that point, we're going to reassemble this rifle. First of all, we'll reassemble the bolt assembly. The first thing you do is you put your bolt into the bolt carrier group just like that. Remember to make sure your rings are staggered. Then we're going to reinsert the bolt cam pin at a 90-degree angle. We're going to have to turn it 90 degrees once we get it in there. Sometimes you have to rotate this hole around. Make sure you got the big hole. There's two holes on that bolt. One's bigger than the other. So if it doesn't fit, just rotate your bolt around. Then you turn that cam pin to 90 degrees, like so there. Then we're going to drop the firing pin into the back side there, like that. Once you got your firing pin in there, you return the cotter pin, like so. Alright, and then if everything's working right, you'll be able to take that bolt and pull it out and twist it just a little bit, like that. And you should be working just fine there. Okay, then we're going to reassemble this into the upper receiver. Take your charging handle, lay it in there like so, push it in slightly inside there, not all the way. Pull the bolt all the way out from the bolt carrier assembly. Drop it down like that. Push everything together. You should hear it click together pretty well, like so. Take your lower receiver. Get ready to put everything back together. Squeeze it together. Push your pins in. Should be all set there. Once you get your pins completely in, all we're going to do now is a function check on the rifle. Function check it by pulling the charging handle back, pressing down the bolt catch button on the side here, and it should catch the bolt to the front. Alright? And you can see that the bolt is catched, you know, actually to the rear, I'm sorry. So, then we're going to press that bolt. The bolt should slide home like so. Press your forward assist bolt like that. Then, move it to safe. Alright? Once you're on safe, try to pull the trigger. Should not pull. That's a good thing. Then move it back to fire. Once you're on fire, trigger should pull, so your rifle's working properly. Now that the rifle's working properly, if you like, if it's necessary, you can lightly clean the exterior of your rifle. Any of the aluminum parts, just use the all-purpose nylon brush on, which is also fine for the exterior of the barrel as well. But basically at that point you use your CLP and just scrub the exterior down. If you do have optics like this rifle has, do not get any of the CLP on the lens. It's preferable if you have something to cover up the lens while you're cleaning the rifle. Or you can remove the optics while you clean it. But at this point, we've done all we need to do functionally to keep this rifle operational in good condition perpetually. And other than a little bit of detail scrubbing here and there, you should be all set.